stats for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one quick
can't
question?
ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Hi. You said before the game that you were excited to see who steps up in Asia's presence. After the fact, who do you think took that opportunity, and how do you think the team dealt with the loss tonight?
We won.
No, I mean like the loss of Asia.
Oh, well, we won the game. Barely. So there's that. Everybody stepped up. I thought our bench was very impactful tonight. I had gotten on them pretty hard after the last game, and, you know, they showed up. You know, the things that we were asking them to do, they did. So it was a collective, you know, group effort for sure. The third quarter, obviously, we're still searching for the 40, but I thought everybody who came in did a nice job.
To that point, Becky, you look at Aaliyah, 5 points, 4 rebounds, and it doesn't even come close to the story of her presence and what she did on the defensive end, getting hands on the ball, disrupting stuff. And she actually was a plus 18 tonight. I thought, and outside of the stat sheet, that she was phenomenal.
She was. I mean, and it goes to show you, you know, there's multiple ways to impact a game. It's not just with the 3-point shooting. She plays the right way. Big rebounds, huge rebounds. Couple of them actually. But you know, she's asked. You know, I don't know. She's a competitor. I love that kid. Plays the right way. Plays hard. Smart. Can shoot the crap out of it. Like just really big minutes, clutch minutes. I thought Tiffany came in, gave us a burst. Dana, when she came, like I said, everybody kind of chipped in. We get 18 from our bench. The other night we had 3. So I'll take that any night. And more importantly, their impact that I felt like they had on the defensive end. And our worst quarter was really by our first 5. That first 6 minutes, I don't know since I've been here, if we've had 10 turnovers in 6 minutes, but we clearly were throwing it to the other team.
Obviously, a big night for Jewel. Outside of that go-ahead three-pointer, if you had to like pinpoint a stretch of the game that was key from her, what would that have been?
Well, I just thought from the jump, we need her shooting. You know, we've kind of been waiting for that explosion, and I thought she got off to a really great start. And defensively, you know, her and Jack are always going to be strapped with those Arike, Page. They're those combination guards that are really tough to handle, and so they're exerting a lot of energy on both ends of the floor. But I always want her defense to be there. And like I've been saying, the shot making will come. I liked her aggressiveness getting to the rim too. You know, it helps when you hit a couple. Now people have to close out, and I thought she got to the rim and was able to get in there and, you know, finish at the bucket a couple times. So I thought it was just a really, besides the 6-minute, 7-minute stretch there in the third quarter, I thought it was a really good job by our group.
The free throws alone in the fourth quarter, you outscored the Wings' entire team. What was it about either how the game was being called or what you were able to see defensively that just made getting to the line easier and as easy as it did in the fourth there?
Well, we were in attack mode, you know, and conversely, when you're the other team, when you're ahead, they're trying to work clock. There's a different kind of aggression. You know, when somebody else is gas pedaling and you're braking, that doesn't work out very well. So I thought it was the difference in aggression from each team offensively, where they were trying to hold it and kind of work time because they had the lead, which, you know, different people have different philosophies on that. But we were in attack mode the whole time. We were attacking defensively. We were trying to stir things up, and then offensively. So when you, like I said, when you have a team that's gas pedaling and you're braking, sometimes, you know, you get the benefit of the whistle, but I thought we were getting downhill and attacking the rim because we needed to. You know, Jack's been doing a great job of just getting downhill, finishing, distributing, getting to the free throw line. You know, she was phenomenal, really.
You've mentioned the third quarter a couple of times already tonight, but in terms of team defense collectively, what did you like in terms of what you guys were able to do in that first half?
Um, well, Enrique is always a tough cover. I thought we actually, going into half, we had done a decent job. Enrique was the one that kind of got away from us, and was really hurting us. Over the course of time, I thought, so we started to adjust a little bit on our pick and roll defense, and then they started hurting us over the top with the big. So then we went back and changed our pick and roll defense again, to try to do a better job of keeping them in front. But, the game is a chess match. And so we were making a couple adjustments on the fly and then switching it back, just trying to mix up her looks and trying to keep her off balance, as well as, do a better job at the rim. But we did switch defenses a couple times there with Enrique, for sure.
And how much about about recovering from this 8-game start has been not overreacting to it?
The A game start?
Yeah, obviously 400 or 500 through the first 8 games of the year. How much about recovering from that is trying to not overreact to some of the way that the games have obviously gone to start the year?
Um, I mean, we're 8 games in. This is pretty much a whole new group. They're still learning vocabulary. They're still learning our system. They're still learning our defensive concepts, like what are our base no-nos and, defensively. So, I would like to throw in Joy out there a little bit, but she literally, I met her this morning. So, um, you know, we're a bit small right now, obviously, with no Meg, no Asia, and no Cheyenne. But you can't have any excuses, Our group too, we were losing the board at halftime. We came back, started winning the board, getting stops and being able to play out of our defense, and that's always ideal. But it's just got to be next man up. I mean, Asia's given us basically 3 MVP years and was healthy. Although we always want her out there, I'm okay with her taking a second to like reset and get her body right. I don't want to rush her back at all. It's about winning games, in September. So we just want to keep building habits. Still waiting for that unicorn 40. But as long as I can see us making progress and keeping the belief in each other, this is a process. This stuff just doesn't happen overnight. That's why you play 44 games. It's a season, it's a process of 44 games. So we'll just keep plugging along.
To that point about Asia being such an iron woman over the last few years, I mean, obviously you want the best player in the league on the floor, but is there anything interesting schematically for you guys that you now get to learn or figure out, and maybe something that can even in the future create a new wrinkle for when she does return, based on the fact that you have to work some things out when she's not here?
I mean, I think you see, I thought Kitley got some solid minutes tonight, she's still learning the league. But I thought Kia did a great job for us, just being that constant big. I know she was exhausted, because she's initiating a lot of action for us. So with that big out there, she's constantly running into pick and roll. She's going to get a rim run, then she has to run back up and set a pick and roll. So it really was probably an exhausting night for Kia the most. But we'll see what combinations. I know, the other night, even when we had Asia, and she went out, Kia getting in the pocket, making decisions, getting to the rim. Like, sometimes I think Kia works better without Asia out there when she's just the sole 5-man, So I'm very comfortable with doing that with her. But we got to bring her along. Kitley, we got to start to try to grow some of these other players as well. But of course, everything tends to work better when Asia's on the floor. Trust me.
What did you learn from this team or take away from this game and learn about your group that you guys were able to close this one out in that fourth quarter the way that you did?
I'll tell you, even though LA wasn't ideal, obviously we lost that game, but I thought we had some fight down the stretch after a horrendous, start to the third quarter. the fight was there again. That's very encouraging for me. Like, at the end of the day, it's not a perfect game, right? You're going to have to withstand these runs. I thought they ratcheted up their physicality against us starting the third. I thought it bothered us. I didn't think we handled it well. Those are instances where Asia's come in very handy, you know, where you can just put some brute force on the rim. But yeah, I've liked our fight. Like, it hasn't been perfect. And there's been times where we have looked like, you know, 5 gummy bears out there, just real flimsy with the ball, real flimsy defensively. And then all of a sudden we turn into just really resilient soldiers all of a sudden, like from one game. So that split personality thing I'm trying to deal with, but like, give me the soldiers, please.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Enjoy Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.